In the next 30 minutes, you'll see this man attempt to do a record number of 360-degree spins inside a 10-foot tunnel while on roller skates. And James Clayton from Lakeland, Florida, will attempt to balance and flip a cane a record number of times on his foot. And Dean Ferrandini, a professional stuntman, will attempt to spin a canoe faster than any other man before him in only 4.5 feet of water. You'll see all this and more today on the Guinness Game. Here's the star of the Guinness Game, Don Galloway. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome to the Guinness Game, based on the Guinness Book of World Records. Today you'll see some very interesting, exciting, and dangerous events take place right before your very eyes. All of what you're about to see is real, and all our challengers are fully qualified. Many have been in training for years, waiting for just this moment, a chance at that most elusive of all titles, the best in the world. Some will succeed and some will fail, and today, these three players will be betting on the outcome of the most exciting world's record challenges ever presented on television. In a moment, Bill Valleca will attempt to establish a new world's record by spinning 8 times in a circle through a tunnel 10 feet long while on roller skates. Will he succeed or will he fail? You'll find out right after this.
The Guinness Game, brought to you by Jell-O brand gelatin. Tonight, make your family more than just a dessert. Make Jell-O gelatin and make some fun.
Welcome back, and let's meet our three players. First of all, a housewife, originally from Ontario, Canada, Lois Istock. And a wholesale buyer from Venice, California, Gary Fleischman. And finally, a library assistant from San Francisco, Sharon Farb. Welcome to the Guinness Game. I'm going to start each of you off with $1,000 to bet on the outcome of the next 3 record-breaking attempts. Only the player who parlays that $1,000 into more money than his opponents will win the game and keep his cash. And only that player will have a chance to play for a fabulous vacation for 2 by predicting the outcome of today's final record-breaking challenge. So, if you're ready, players, I'm going to explain exactly what our first challenger is going to attempt to do. Bill Valleca, a 20-year-old communications advertising major from Fullerton, California, will attempt to establish a new world's record by spinning 8 consecutive times, 360 degrees, around the inside of a 10-foot-long tunnel. Now, to help you make your betting decision, here's some further information about that event. The tunnel Bill will be revolving in is 10 feet long and 12 feet in diameter, and it's made of steel pipe. Bill will descend into the tunnel from a 9-foot-high platform. The platform is 4 feet wide at the top and narrows down to 30 inches at the base. Stretched across the inside of the tunnel is a 1-inch diameter solid steel bar, which you'll have to grab onto as he descends the ramp. He'll use the ramp to pick up the necessary speed, and once in the tunnel, he'll have to make 8 consecutive 360-degree turns. All right, players, it's time for your decisions. Based on what you've just seen and heard, do you think Bill will succeed or fail in his record-breaking challenge? And how much of your money are you going to bet on the outcome? If you're ready, please lock in your decisions right now. Bill, good luck. Tough event. 2 of you think he can do it, though. It's Sharon. What, do you think it's too many revolutions to try to go?
Too many revolutions, and I don't think he has enough room to get going really fast enough there.
Yeah. Of course, he's on skates, and he may be doing 180 as he gets down. However, you said you don't think he can do it. How much did you bet?
400.
400? Well, you feel fairly strongly. Gary, you think he can do it. Do you skate, by the way?
A little bit.
But not in tunnels, probably.
No, not a lot.
How much did you bet that he'll succeed?
I bet $800.
Good Caesar's ghost, Gary. You're out of your mind. But it may work out for you. Lois, how much did you bet, please?
I bet $600.
Gee, very strong opinions here. Like to see that. Good. Good luck to all 3 of you. Bill, good luck to you. The Guinness stage is yours. Ray Anders is standing by to judge this event. Whenever you're ready, please begin, and good luck.
This event has never been done before. I think the critical stage of it will be the entry into the tunnel. But it's all an unknown quantity. It's very dangerous, obviously. Okay, let's hope he can get into the tunnel.
Ow. Are you all right, Bill? He didn't make it. I'm sorry. He couldn't get inside and get the momentum going. Oh, good try. Sharon, that's very good luck for you. You said he wouldn't make it. Doggone it. We'll be right back with an exhibition of balance focus and coordination that will keep you on your toes right after this timeout. Thanks for trying. Thanks for being here. We appreciate that. It's tough event. This is tough putting on Hello again. Looking at the scores after one event, we see that Sharon has taken an early lead with $1,400. Lois is in second place with $400. Gary, you've got $200. The two of you had some tough luck on that first event, but, well, we'll see what happens now. Now in today's second event, you're going to see James Clayton, a junior high school teacher from Lakeland, Florida, attempt to establish a new world's record by flipping a plastic tube 21 consecutive times in 90 seconds or less on his foot. Again, before you make your decisions, here's some helpful background information. Each week on the Guinness game, we receive hundreds of requests from viewers throughout the country asking for an opportunity to break or establish a record on our show. One of those letters was from our next competitor, who not only wrote us, but also sent along an 8mm film of his unique skill. We were so impressed that we invited James Clayton to appear on our show and attempt to establish a new world's record for flipping a cane. James is going to give me a little lesson in cane flipping right now. James, how do we... Oh,
all right,
well,
here
you're
we go.
Balancing it, and then you flip
Just
it.
flip it right over and catch it.
Could I try?
What are you playing?
This looks simpler. Thank you. Okay, just balance it and flip it, just like that.
That's it, more.
Yeah, it's simple. There's nothing to it. I'll do that. The stick is a hollow plastic tube 34 inches long. It rests on the right foot, and James must first be sure the stick is completely balanced before attempting a flip. Every time the stick changes ends on James's foot, it is considered one flip. And James, to set a new world's record, you understand you must do 21 consecutive flips within 90 seconds. Now, if you drop the stick, you may start over again, but at that time, the count will go back to 1.
Right.
You remember all that? All right. If you've started a series of flips before the time runs out, by the way, you may finish that series before, after the end of the 90-second limit. You've got that, too. Okay, players, it's time for you to make your decisions. Based on what you've just heard, do you think James will succeed or fail, and how much of the money in your bankroll would you like to wager on the outcome? If you're ready, please lock in your decisions right now. James, good luck. Another difference of opinion. Now, Gary, you're sort of back in the background here at the moment. You don't think he can do it, though. Any particular reason why not?
Well, I was watching him at the beginning, and I think that he has a little bit of trouble with the balance. I think he's good at the flipping it, but I think the time factor is going to get him.
The 90 seconds. You do understand that should he be in a series at the end of the 90-second time limit, he can continue.
Right.
He's trying for the 21. Okay, you've got that. How much did you bet, please?
I bet 180.
180. That's I think that's about 90% of your bankroll, which is all you can bet. And Lois, you had $400. How much did you bet?
I bet $300.
300. Okay, you think he'll succeed. And
sure
Sharon,
do.
who's in the lead, also thinks he'll succeed.
I bet $350.
350, a fairly conservative bet, considering what
That's
you got.
right.
All right, well, good luck to all three of you. Now then, ladies and gentlemen, studio audience, we'd like to have quiet for this. James would like to concentrate as best he can. I may be talking over here rather quietly, but please quiet here if we may. David Bohm is standing by to verify this event. And James, you take your own timing. The time will start the first time you flip the cane. Take your own time to start. Good luck, sir.
I don't know if you can tell, but that painted on the stick there, it's a little face. And James calls the stick Mr. Slick Stick. It's a little face in a tuxedo with a top hat.
Whoops, starting over at 1 again.
James has been doing this quite some time.
There's 2.
The way he does it, he watches the top of the stick as it sits on his foot, and by whichever way it starts to lean, he knows how far he'll have to go to regain the balance. James got the idea for toe flipping from an old W.C. Fields movie.
Dropped off, having to start back at 1 again. There is now 30 seconds to go.
Now, very often on the Guinness game, we emphasize the danger of certain events. This one, however, will allow you to try at home if you'd like to.
21's a lot, isn't it?
Of course, it may not be dangerous, but if you think it's easy, we suggest you do try it at home. Very, very difficult.
James's time is now up. He may continue with this series and attempt to do 21.
That's 7. That's 8.
Takes a lot of concentration.
How many is that?
That's 8. 8, James.
Ooh.
He's going for number 10. And that is 10. He's almost halfway there, and he seems to be going strong. He's in the groove. 12.
He's doing great, yeah.
Only 8 more to go. He's got 13. There's 14. We're looking for 21. 15. He just might make it.
Oh! How many? So close and yet so far. Doggone it. Didn't quite make it. Audience, thank you for being so quiet. He had 15. Very close. Almost did it. But I got to ask, James, do you think you'd ever like to come back and try it again?
Well, I just had a talk with my stick.
Yeah. I see you had a talk with him.
When we get everything straightened out, we'll be back again.
All right. Jerry, you're still in the lead, but Gary, you made a big comeback here. You said he'd fail, and he did. You bet everything you could, and you've now got $380. Sharon, you dropped to $1,050. You've still got a good lead. Lois, things just aren't going that well for you today.
That's for sure.
After 2 events, you've got $100. Who knows what can happen in the third event, though? So hang in there, all 3 of you. Now, it's time for our third event, in which Frank Marino, a business administration graduate, will attempt to establish a new world's record by performing 10 leg circles on the floor. And to help you make your decisions, let me give you some further information about this event. Frank is 24 and has just graduated from Cal State Northridge. The leg circles he's going to do are most often seen in an elevated position, like on the pommel horse. Frank, however, will be doing them on the floor, which is much more difficult. Frank, if you would please, he'll demonstrate what a leg circle is. He'll start in the splits position with his hands in front of him, and he has to rotate his legs all the way around his body. When he lifts his right hand off the floor and places it down again, it's considered as one complete leg circle. Thank you, Frank. And once he starts, his feet cannot touch the floor. In order for Frank to establish a new world's record, he'll have 3 attempts to complete 10 leg circles. And here to judge that the leg circles are done correctly is Ray Anders, a physical education supervisor. All right, players, it's up to you. Based on what you've just seen and heard, do you think Frank will succeed or fail in his record-breaking attempt? Now, remember, this is your most important bet because only the player with the most money at the end of this event will win the game and get to keep the money. Why do you think this is funny, Lois? And only that player will have a chance to win a fabulous vacation for 2 by predicting the outcome of today's final record-breaking challenge. So, if you're ready, please lock in your decisions and your bet now. Remember, you can only bet 90% of your bankroll. Now, we're going to find out how much you bet after the event, and that'll determine the winner. When you're ready, right. Put them in the slots backwards, if you would, please. This is the same betting we had on the last event. Gary, you don't think he can do it. You think 10's too many?
Yeah, I do. I've seen people do it on a pommel horse.
Yeah.
And it's very difficult on a pommel horse, let alone on the floor. It looks pretty slippery.
Yeah.
Looks like he's in shape, but I think it's too much.
You disagree with both ladies on this, and you may have more knowledge about the event than they do. Sharon, you're in the lead, but you think he can do it, huh?
He looks pretty strong. I think those arms are strong enough, hopefully, to have him do it.
Okay. Flattery wouldn't hurt anyway. I mean,
No,
once you say that, right? All right, good luck to all 3 of you. Be interesting to see who wins. Frank, the Guinness stage is yours. Ray is standing by. Anytime you're ready, sir, begin. He did it. Keep going if you'll... Yeah, he did it. First attempt. Congratulations. That's beautiful. I don't know how he did that. That's astounding. Terrific. All right. Not so good news for Gary. You had $380. How much did you bet?
The whole kit and caboodle.
The $340 will leave you with $40. Now then, Lois, you had $100. How much of it did you bet?
$90.
90, which gives you
Blew the
190, and that's not going to be enough. Sharon, no question now. You had $1,050. You bet what?
Conservative.
300 will give you $1,350, and with that bankroll, you're our winner. Lois and Gary, we have some fine consolation prizes for you. Thank you for joining us. And Sharon, that $1,350 is yours to keep, and in just a moment, you'll have a chance to win a fabulous trip by correctly predicting the outcome of our final world record attempt. And we'll be back with an exciting underwater record-breaking attempt that will really set you spinning right after this. You know, you did. We're just outside our Guinness Game studio where we're about to see our final event, in which Dean Ferrandini, a professional stuntman and winner of many national competitions in canoeing, will attempt to set a new world's record by doing 26 Eskimo rolls in a canoe in 60 seconds or less. Now, Sharon, a correct prediction now will mean that you will win a fabulous trip for two. And here's Tony McClay to tell you where you could be going.
We'll fly you and a guest for a week's vacation in Australia. Thrill to the down-under excitement of Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, and Canberra. Experience the spectacular scenery and wildlife of the vast backcountry like kangaroos and koalas. An Australian vacation furnished by Qantas Holidays.
All right, Sharon, that trip to Australia could be yours if you predict the outcome of the event I'm going to describe to you now. The canoe Dean will be using for his attempt is a slalom deck canoe. It's 13 feet, 6 inches in length, and it's tied at the front to keep it facing forward. The top is covered to prevent the canoe from filling with water as it turns. Dean will use a paddle to help him flip and rotate the canoe, and he's strapped in to prevent his falling out when he's upside down. Now, when the event begins, Dean will have to sweep his paddle under the water, dump the canoe, and roll the boat back up. In order to succeed in his record-breaking attempt, Dean will have to rotate the canoe 360 degrees 26 times in 60 seconds or less, or an average of one flip and turn every 2.3 seconds. Now, Sharon, you understand what's going to happen, and it's time for you to make your decision. Remember, this is for the trip. Do you think Dean Ferrandini will successfully roll his canoe 26 times in 60 seconds to establish a new world's record? Do you think he'll succeed, or do you think he'll fail?
I think he'll succeed.
You've been doing all right today, suggesting people were going to succeed. Okay, Sharon. All ready? On your mark. Get set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 20 seconds gone. I think he's ahead of schedule.
12, 13, 14.
He's well ahead of schedule, and there's a half minute gone. He's doing fine. If he can keep up this pace, you're in great shape, Sharon.
18, 19, 20.
There's 20. And he's got 20 seconds to go, and he only needs 6 more.
22, 23,
He's tiring, you can see.
25,
This is it. That was your trip, Sharon. He's going for a couple more.
27, 28, one more, Dean, come on.
What is it? 27 or 28? 27. Congratulations, Dean. That's a new world record. We'll be right back. But first, Tony McClay and a few words. Congratulations to you. Wait a minute. There's a correction. It was 28. Anyway, it's a trip to Australia. Congratulations to you. Congratulations, Dean.
Ground transportation furnished by Pontiac's new front-wheel drive Phoenix Coupe with advanced engineering for better gas mileage and transverse engine for roominess. New function and flair, Pontiac Phoenix. Now back to more of the Guinness Game.
You won $1,350 and a trip to Australia. I hope you had a good time.
It was a great time.
Good deal. Congratulations. It was fun having you here.
Thank
you. Dean, I've got this wonderful idea. I see you doing the same thing, rolling the canoe only coming down a waterfall. Now, we could build a waterfall here if you'd come back and try. That's funny, you're not approaching this with much enthusiasm.
Well, how high are we going? I'm only the question I can think of.
How high is Niagara Falls? Thank you. It was a great event. We appreciate your being here.
Thank you very much. I enjoyed doing it.
Bill, didn't go too well for you today, but I think the problem was really on the ramp coming in, wasn't it? You said.
Entry.
If you could have gotten the entry made, then you think you could have done the 8 consecutive
the giant
turns.
swings, I don't think, are the big problem of it.
Yeah.
The entry and the exit.
Well, it was a nice try anyway. Thank you so much. And don't forget to join us next week when you'll be seeing more extraordinary people attempt to break records and become the best in the world when the Guinness game returns in exactly 167 hours, 31 minutes, and 15 seconds. And you can bet on that.
While in Hollywood, accommodations for some of the participants on today's show were furnished by La Park Hotel. Some of our contestants will receive the Record-A-Call 60A. Automatically answers over 120 separate phone calls with twin cassettes, ring control, silent monitor, and a flashing message light. Be Record-A-Call. Plus, Turtle Extra Car Wax, extra easy, extra durable, extra brilliant. Turtle Extra Car Wax in liquid or new soft base. And 4 gallons of super scrubbable True Test Easy Care latex flat wall and trim finish. Perfect for both walls and woodwork. Sold only by True Value Hardware stores. And Unicap Tea High Potency from Upjohn contains 11 essential vitamins and 6 key minerals, including iron and zinc. Unicap Tea High Potency for people on the go. Plus, here's Tootsie Family Candy Store, loaded with sweet memories. Tootsie Rolls, Tootsie Pops, and Tootsie Pop Drops. They're from Tootsie Roll. Also, Polyglycode Sound Shield for the noisy underside of your car. Not an undercoating. Polyglycode is a sound shield available at new car dealers.